Hello and welcome to Blytheway Business News, where today we're rejoined by Tim Livesy. Tim is Chief Executive of Oriole Resources, listed on the AIM market with a market capitalisation of around £11 million sterling. Oriole is very active in West Africa. They are exploring in Cameroon and Senegal, but today we're going to focus on Cameroon. Tim, you're joining us on the back of some news about the now complete initial drill program at the Bibini gold project in Cameroon. You've got the results. So tell us, are they any good?
Thanks, Tim. Yes, they are. We believe so. We've had, we drilled 29 holes and we've now received the complete suite of results. We had a couple of delays in the early stages, but we're very, very pleased to say that we've had gold intersections in over half of this first phase of drilling, over half the holes. Now, the significance of that, this is quite a large footprint that we're testing. Nobody's ever drilled in this area before, either on the license or in the surrounding area. So this is the first time we're getting intersections below the trenching results that we saw previously on surface. And to get over 8.5 kilometers of strike length of gold targets tested in 29 holes, and over half of them come back positive with gold in each of the 4 sub-prospects that we'd identified is really good. We've had some high grade, 27.9 was our highest single intersection. We've had some wider zones and some zones of sort of sheets of sub-parallel veining in the wider shear zones. So we're very enthusiastic about it. It is the first, it's the initial program, as you say. We're not drilling an existing resource. This is brand new ground, completely untouched. And what we've been doing is trying to tie what we saw in the trenching and the rock chip sampling from surface, give it some verticality, understand whether it does indeed continue down on these subvertical and subhorizontal vein sets, and really importantly to try and understand the structure. So we've carried out diamond drilling as opposed to reverse circulation drilling. And the diamond drilling allows us to see whole core, which means we can do structural measurements on it. And that's really critical in these orogenic systems early in the exploration piece to understand where the structural jogs and the relaxations and tensions are going to be, because those are the sites that you're likely to get an enhanced deposition of mineralizing fluids. So, it's got the 2 techniques are slightly different. Reverse circulation drilling does give you a larger volume of sample, which you could argue will probably be something this type of deposit would need later on. Reverse circulation is good for nugget gold, which is what we seem to have here. Small, high-grade gold intersections, because you're getting a bigger volume of sample, you've got more chance of getting a more representative gold grade out. So it's possible that some of this diamond drilling could be underestimating in some way the actual gold content of some of these veins, but we don't know yet. I mean, this is very much first pass, true exploration, first drill program, and to have success over such a wide area is fantastic. We have had a couple of areas where we see the fence lines are really quite well stocked with these sheared vein systems, particularly in the south of Bakassi Zone 1. We have 2 lines that are 800 meters apart and both carrying really interesting intersections. There's some sections on the website people can have a look at. And of course, to have these long structural systems with the opportunity for multiple targets along them is it's a great opportunity to quickly build a resource if the structure's right, if the mineralization that we're seeing in these holes continues to come to fruition.
Okay, so you're saying, Tim, it's a pilot program in a real new exploration project, but 27.9 grams a ton is an exciting grade to have. You've now finished the pilot project, the pilot drill project. What does that mean for the overall picture at Bibini?
Well, we've just had a week-long session in our Eastleigh office in the UK with the geologists. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get our West African geologists into the country because of the travel restrictions, but we had them on on live on Zoom, and plus our other team. And we sat and went through all of the structural data we've received, all of the results data, the geological data. And really the next step is to pull apart that information and to identify whereabouts in these 4 prospects at Bibemi, whereabouts the sweet spots are from this first phase of drilling. Now, just because we are identifying sweet spots from this phase of drilling doesn't mean we're writing off the other areas. There's still a lot of work to do. We had some phenomenal results from our rock chip sampling a couple of years ago. 135 grams a ton was our highest rock chip. We had some really nice trench results. So this is really about assimilating the geological knowledge that we've gained to date, which has massively been improved with this structural data from the mapping and the drilling, and tying together the picture for these potential deposits, and then using that to make sure the next program, which will likely be a phase of infill drilling on some of them, and maybe some more exploration drilling in some areas that are looking interesting but didn't give us initial results, that to maximize the value of that, make sure we maximize our chance of success. I mean, our methodology, some people criticize groups that go very methodically through these things. They like you to go in there and just drill a hole down the guts of the system and come back with a stonking grade. But the reality is, if you're trying to develop a system like this with such an extensive area, it really pays to do the groundwork and to understand your system, so that when you do spend the expensive money on drilling, you're putting those holes in the right place. And I think the fact that we got more than half of our holes hit either single or multiple gold-bearing veins and shear systems is testament to the fact that our geologists did a really good job in their previous work to this drill program. And so we're putting the same dedication into the next one now. So yeah, we're busy, but it's good.
So you're going to be sitting down with your team of geologists, working out what these results tell you and trying to say what you might do next. But as you sit here today, what do you think the next phase will look like for the project?
Well, certainly the opportunity to test the south end of the Bekasi Zone 1. We need to have a much more detailed look at that. We've got 2 lines 800 meters apart that are both showing very, very prospective intersections. Those 2 lines are slightly offset. They're both open outside of that 800 meters, so we can infill drill between, and we can extend to the north or the south. And there's a possibility that they do extend down into Lower West, which we had some more good results from, about 1.5 kilometers away. So that sort of Lower West, the south end of Bekasi Zone 1 area is really, on first pass, that looks the most exciting area today. So we'll obviously be looking to extend that both laterally and with depth. We've only drilled shallow holes up to date with maximum depth of 100 meters below surface, and we've proven to that depth. And remember, we're tying in from trench results on surface, so we're able to do a direct correlation from surface mineralization to drill hole intersect mineralization 100 meters below. So if we have an 800 meter strike, well, let me put it this way: there's plenty of space to fit a resource in that sort of an envelope, and that's one piece of two shear vein systems, subparallel, 8.5 kilometers long. So there's plenty, and with gold intersections along the rest of them. So there's a lot to look at, but obviously we'll be going for the hottest zone first, in the hope that we can follow on with our structural interpretation and sort of build up our knowledge around it. Okay. And then, of course, whatever we learn at Bibemi structurally is immediately relevant to the Wapuzi license, which is only 20 kilometers to the north. And we have 13 kilometers strike length of anomalous gold in rock chips and soil sampling. And again, a couple of subparallel vein systems. So whatever we learn at Bibemi, this new frontier, would be interesting, that'll be useful for us at Wapuzi. So there's a lot going on in that part of Cameroon. And just to stress again, this is virgin ground. 10 years ago, there was no discovery here at all. The reservoir came and did the early work and identified the system, and we've progressed that with our partner in Cameroon. So, it's a really exciting area to be in.
Okay, so great news today on Bibemi. I can't let you go though, Tim, without asking you to give us a quick update, please, on the central Cameroon licenses. What's happening there, very quickly?
Well, we're still carrying on with the stream sediment program. We're pushing that right until the rains become heavy enough to prevent us doing the work. I think the last update I had from the team, we'd completed sampling on 3 of the 8 licenses. We have 3 of the licenses are likely to be reasonably inaccessible during the depths of the rains. So we'll revisit those later, probably September, October. So the stream sediment sampling, those results will be, those first 3 licenses, the samples are being processed, they'll be submitted. And then, between basically now and the end of the year, we'll be seeing a steady flow of analyses coming through from those. And of course, the stream sediment sampling program is specifically to identify anomalous areas within large licenses. So it's very much the very, very early stage. But of course, the more anomalism we find, the more indication we're going to have success. And this is the bottom end of the Cholobanyo shear zone, which ultimately that shear system is what we see up at Bibemi and Wapuzi as well. So it's the other end of the same orogenic system, we believe. So any evidence of gold that we find from those stream sediments would be very positive and would again really justify our last 3 years focusing on Cameroon as a new frontier, a new exploration district for gold.
Well, Tim, thanks for that. You must come back and keep us updated. But good luck in the coming months with the project and working with the geological team. That was Tim Livesy, Chief Executive of Oriole Resources, updating us on the drill results recently published from their Bibemi Gold project in Cameroon. That's it from Blytheway Business News for today. Thanks for watching.